Today we have a very special guest, Dr. Mohamed Badawy. Dr. Mohamed Badawy is an Egyptologist and highly knowledgeable in the field. I've had the privilege to listen to you, and I have another privilege to interview you today, to ask you some questions. We'll try to keep this brief because I know you have so much knowledge about this.
Thank you so much.
But can you just give us a brief introduction about yourself and why you chose to become an Egyptologist?
First, thank you so much for this nice interview. It's my pleasure to be with you today, guys. You are highly knowledgeable than me. I'm just learning from you guys.
You're just being humble.
No. This is real, actually. We all learning from each other. My name is Mohamed Badawy, Bachelor of Science in Guidance from the main university, Helwan University, Faculty of Tourism and Hotel Management, Department Guidance. I've been working as Egyptologist tour guide for more than 15 years now. I got a master's degree in museum studies from the same university, Helwan University. Now I'm a researcher in the same program, Museum Studies and Heritage worldwide. It's my pleasure to be here today, and it's actually, as an Egyptologist, I dream from my childhood. Everyone actually, everyone interested from the childhood about the ancient Egyptian history, ancient Egyptian civilization. So I'm really keen to understanding this history, this great civilization. That's why when I got the opportunity to join at academic way, so I never doubted that. So I went directly, and beside my academic bachelor, I started to get many researches beside my main studies about that.
I'm happy that you're living that dream now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So why do you think it's important for people to know their history, being an Egyptologist? Why do you think, after all the knowledge that you know, why is it important that we know our history?
Listen, let's say first, what is the history? History is a science of maybe. So maybe yes, maybe no. Of course, there is a basic. It's never change. But on the other side, everyone has to know his history, has to know his identity, has to know his culture.
Okay.
That does not mean a struggle between the history of ancient Egyptian civilization or the history of Inca, for example, or the history of Maya. Is not that working like that. When you study passion and in honest way and a respectful way about any civilization in the world, you will totally respect the other civilizations, the other science, the other history, the other people. So this kind of respect to create a creative society supposed to be the first step of this society. Everyone know his identity first.
Okay.
So if everyone know from here, for where we go, what is his ancestors, what is background culture, I mean in the culture and the history, so you will put your first step to go to creative society without any problem. But when you never know about anything, you will just be living chaos. You never know from you are, what's your background, what's your history, what's your culture. So you will live like person with no loyalty. Just live,
Yes.
just nothing,
No identity.
No identity. That's very important for any creative society. I talk about here with all of respect for the all civilizations that's coming this world. Those people, they live in creative society from that, by the way.
Okay.
If you teach them very well, you will find that's in deeps. How, for example, someone like King Zoser in the third dynasty, in the Old Kingdom, how he is allowed for the first time in the history, someone came from the common people to be the second one after him. Imhotep, the genius architecture, for example.
Okay.
So there are many examples in our life, how they respect the other people, how they give the equal opportunities for the other in the who's a participant in the society at the time. Everybody talk about equal opportunity for people with disabilities and abilities, for example. And by the way, this is my topic in my master and my PhD now.
Okay.
I was in my master degree talking about promoting access scheme for children with autism inside Egyptian museums in general. And my main topic, my main target, how to engagement those people within community and without any isolating from the other, or to not make them feeling they are different. They are different because they are different, yes, but they are different because they have skills. Not they are different because they are away from the society, because the society look at them by very bad way. So before we are talking about creative society, we have to judge ourselves first. And we have to start to believe for the others, to give equal opportunity for everyone to live. Just live. Just live.
So you're saying to look inside of us first, right? So you would say this goes with the value of taking responsibility. So would you say it's important to take responsibility?
Yes, to take
in a creative society.
To take responsibility for yourself first, to know who you are.
Okay.
To know what's your identity, what's your culture, what you believe, what your... I'm not talk about here the religious. Religious is something else. We talk this later in details. But I'm talking about here just the simple principle for the human being to live.
Okay.
If we started like that, yes.
You touched upon a very interesting point where you said the creative society was something that was practiced in the ancient Egyptian times.
Yes, for sure.
Can you elaborate a bit more on this?
Yes. The ancient Egyptian, how these people create this kind of society is still a lot of secrets for the abilities, for the skills of the human beings. Everyone, even you never know about yourself. But when you put yourself in a serious situation or in a serious problem, but before you have to practice your mind, your soul, your heart, how to deal with that. If you unite it with your cosmetics and with your world, with your own world, in that from this time you will be able to be creative person. You will be able to get the science, to get the knowledge, to share it to the other, and from this point you will be able to create a great civilization like the ancient Egyptian.
Okay.
So in somehow I answer you the question, but in some other way,
yes,
these people practice their mind, sharing the knowledge to each other.
Okay.
They not hide the science.
So the transparency information.
Transparency, yes, yes. Because logic, if they are slaves or something, they will never. The slaves, if I pushing you as slaves to build, for example, let's take the pyramid as a case study, because everyone talk about, in one of the theory, talk about the slaves of the pyramids. Of course not. If you are a slave and I'm pushing you to do something, you would do it. But for how long this stuff or this building it will be extended? 2 years, 5 years, 1,000 years, 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Why there is no much information, not much civilization left from the Roman time? Why? Nobody asked about this before.
I always wondered about that, but I don't know. I don't have the answers.
Because it's pushing the people. It was something like negative energy for the workman field. About you will be working about this field. You know, when you work in the very bad mood, in the negative energy around you, you just want to finish your work to get away from those people.
Yes.
But this totally never happened for the ancient Egyptian people, for the ancient Egyptian civilization.
Okay.
The people doing this by passion, by love, by embarrassing for what they do about the civilization.
Yeah.
and they know they will get their rights about that. We discover some papers talk about the ancient Egyptian people get something by our names or our meaning now salary for what they built for example the pyramids or temples and so on. The temples, it wasn't only for the high priest. The temple, it was something like a big school for everyone can participate. But it depends on your skills. If you have a skill, you will be chosen and you will be in the high rank.
Yeah.
And you will be in very good position. So it was equal. It was equal opportunity. It depends on your skills, you will get it your position.
Okay.
Imhotep, if they are slaves, no, never, ever we can get someone like Imhotep. Why I take Imhotep as an example? The man who created the theory of architecture. While his theory is still very well studied until now in the great universities all over the world. So, if someone like this, he held many titles during the king. And he came from the common. He was not a cousin of the king. He belongs to the royal court at all. Someone like Seneb, he held a great title. Seneb, he was a dwarf. If this society wasn't that good enough or creative, they were never allowed for someone like Seneb to get this title, so get this rank.
You're trying to say that the ancient Egyptian society was creative in being inclusive of all these people. They were not exclusive and sort of not accepting.
And they were actually open even for the other civilization to sharing their knowledge with the other. And there's a reason for now to found something like others civilization around us. We found some pyramids in somewhere. We found some symbols like the flower of life, the key of life, and so on, something like that. That's a proof the ancient Egyptian people sharing the knowledge, which prove the ancient Egyptian people, they had their own constitution. And this is the word. If you want to build a creative society, you have to make your first the constitution to arrange that, but fair constitution.
Yes.
Not constitution for some people, they just put some article what they like, what don't like. No, it's everyone have to participate about this. We make such of assessment procedure, such a big assessment procedures for everyone. What you need for the creative society? For example, what you need from the creative society? Give me just one sentence, one word, 2 words. Depends on you. Depends on
there's, freedom, transparency of information, equal opportunity. I would say equal opportunity. These are the main ones.
Yes. So now you said the right stuff, for nobody can doubt that. Everybody, when you hear about that, you will confirm. By the way, it's the same idea for religious. All religious talk about the same things, from Moses or Jesus or even Muhammad. All of them talked about the same code of ethics. No liar, no kill, respect the others. That's why
thou shalt not kill.
Yes. That's why I never understand why the people need to struggle all the time by calling a struggle of civilization or a struggle of religious. If you ask me about my opinion about religious, for example, I'm deeply Muslim. I respect and honor to be a Muslim, but does not mean I not respect the other religious. I respect it so much, and I never dealing with the other because of the religious or because of the culture. I dealing with the people as the humans.
Yes,
it's our responsibility to treat each other by the manners.
Yes,
by code of ethics.
We're different but equal.
Yes,
right.
Yes. That's why. For example, I believe the whole religious has come in this world just look like a big book written in 3 chapters. The first chapter written by the Prophet Musa, and he said code of ethics, but it was something missing. It added in chapter 2 by Jesus, and it was something little bit missing. It's added by chapter 3 by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and they make review what is happening in the other 2 chapters. Then we close the book. Even the Buddhism, by the way, they never, it's not from the main religions at all, but they never talk about anything is bad. They never make something like excuse the people who believe in the Buddhism to kill the other or to.
Yes, they overlap in values.
Yes.
You mentioned Imhotep as a great architect, obviously.
He's not only architecture.
Yes,
he's a great medicine too.
Yes, he is. He's a scientist. You know,
he's a great astronomer too.
Yes,
it's a ultimate title. Actually, he was a great.
I think he was like a polymath. Like he was. Yeah. He was good in several fields. Excellent in several.
And multi-skilled.
Yes. How do you think Imhotep would, since he was in a creative society, would he be transparent with his knowledge and share it with everyone?
Yeah.
And if he did, what would he share with us if he was alive today? What would he share with the audience here? Tell us. What would he tell?
If he lived with us, he will teach us how to respect the other first, because he lived in a creative society, which is a first rule: respect each other. Then he, of course, looking for the people they have skills to create the science to build a very strong creative society. Because creative society without strong economy, strong science, strong ability about everything. Even the ancient Egyptian civilization challenge the climate change. Because the people, I'm working as a tour guide. That's every time I pick up clients to the pyramids, for example, they surprised. How come like this building still standing, charming like that after all of these years? Because those people, they built it in a consciousness and in a good respect and honest way. For example, if you have an opportunity to visit Egyptian museum in Tahrir Square in Egypt, and once you go to the entrance and you will go just further about 100 meters walk, there are two giants, big statues there for Imhotep III and his wife T. It's showing she impressing him from the backside, you know. There is something, we talk about the history of this couple of statues. It's amazing, it's nice, but the history not only like nice narrating or nice stories. It's something like a messages, like alarm messages.
Yes.
To teach you. So if you're going at the backside of these statues, you find there the fingers of the queen just come out from the behind of the king. As Egyptologists, we asking honestly ourselves many times, 1,000 times, why the ancient Egyptian people need to do something like this. And we are sure the ancient Egyptian people, when they did something, they never did something like a case or by accidentally. They meant everything, every small details, they mean it. So after many researches about this finger, because this finger is useless, you know, it's already they deliver us the message about the relationship love between the king and queen from the front side. Why they need to do something like this? That's the answer for your question.
Okay.
This philosophy, because of this, I've always talk this or say this for my clients or my tourists or my students. Because of these small details, I show them everything still exists. The pyramids still exist. The great hypostyle hall and the Karnak temples still exist. Because those people interest in the small details. So when you work or when you do something in your life, you have interest in the small details. Not thinking like the normal, you know. If we want to be in a real creative society, we have to thinking abnormal. Abnormal, not meaning we're suffering from some disease. No, abnormal, it's meaning creativity. It will be extend from one generation to another, to another, to another.
So the legacy will live on after that.
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Mohamed, what would you say is your favorite foundation from the creative society, from the 8 foundations? Do Do you have one that's a favorite for you, or you think is the most important?
For me, if you give me the opportunity to build a creative society, the first thing I will work on it, I will start to make open discussion in the communities about the constitution of this society.
Okay.
What you need from this society, what is the main article. Of course, we will make basics. And when we live in the creative society, every time when we find something new, something valuable for the people, something practicing for the people, we will add for this.
Okay. Do you think the 8 foundations can be a constitution?
Yes.
Okay. So we can use that as a base.
As a base.
Yeah.
Of course.
No.
And constitution, the first article, code of ethics. Because society without manner, it will never live forever.
Okay. And Dr. Mohamed, it's been splendid speaking with you.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure, actually.
Yeah, and just the final message you have, if you have any brief message you want to tell our message on Alatra TV, do you have anything you would like to tell?
My message for Alatra TV and the people, it's my pleasure to be a part or a member of Alatra team, Alatra society actually. And my message for you guys, just live in the conscious way and believe in your ability in your life, and don't look at for the others by low rank. Whatever your rank in your society, whether you have a power or you have the money or you have whatever, you have to be humbler. You have to be flexible to learn. Just live to learn. And sharing, after you get the information and the knowledge, sharing to the other and asking the other to share it to the other. And from this point, we will have very strong creative society. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the interview.